I'm George Akel. Welcome back to the GOVERNHR YouTube channel. Today we'll be continuing our series on risks within HR, and we'll be introducing a taxonomy-based risk identification methodology. Essentially, a risk taxonomy is defined as a hierarchical categorization of your risk types. So it's very important to get that into your mind, understand where that's coming from. So we will start, for example, level 1 being employment practices as an entire heading for employee life cycle, for example. A subcategory could be the hiring process. We then look at the activities, risk examples. So what are the things that can go wrong, or what are the things that have gone wrong in the past and we know about? So generally we pick these risks up from previous issues, industry knowledge of what's happened elsewhere, and just basic common sense when you're looking at what can go wrong. So we then determine who the risk owner is, or the owners of these particular risk areas. We talk to them. We determine what the risk mitigation strategies they have in place, what are the controls that they have in place. We look at those, we then test those. We identify what the residual risk, that is the risk that's left over. So we've got this risk, we've got controls in place to prevent it from occurring, so it's either eliminated the risk entirely or there is some element of risk remaining, and we need to determine what we want to do with that. Is that something that the organisation can live with, or is that something we need to fix? And we'll go into that later. We then assign a risk rating. Now this is critical. It's not a pass or a fail mark, it's just a risk rating that, as we've discussed in previous videos, tells you the probability of this happening multiplied by the potential risk, either in financial terms or in reputational terms. And then we determine whether there are further actions that are required, for example, implementing an outsourced solution, improving technology, implementing new technology, training staff. More often than not, that's all you really need. Rewriting key operating procedures to reflect reality, etc. Now, the branching out of this high-level process, we talk about here utilizing consistent and structured definitions and methodology. It's very important to remain consistent across your risk framework and identifying risk and defining categories, because by being consistent and being structured, you're able to compare like with like. If you have multiple footprints across a region or a globe, it also allows you to compare previous assessments with new assessments and future assessments, because you're looking at the same things and you're defining them the same way. So it's very important. Now, whether you're a head of HR, a business partner, a payroll manager, a benefits manager, a training and development professional, regardless of what you are or where you work within the HR organization, risk is there in what you do on a daily basis. It's very important. The impact of HR risk can be monumental on an organization, either financially or reputationally, and it also diminishes the status of HR within the organization. You may do a whole lot of great things, and it only takes one risk area to fold, open up a risk for your organization, and all that good stuff is forgotten. Now at GOVERNHR, we've had extensive experience in designing, implementing, reviewing, monitoring, and training HR staff across a large footprint in Asia Pacific, conducting training sessions, facilitating audits and reviews for HR, and then mitigating risks, eliminating some risks, reducing some, and helping with the implementation of risk-based strategies to allow the HR professionals to continue to focus on the overall HR strategy of an organization, rather than always looking in their rearview mirror, concerned about the risk that lies behind, or risk of falling into a risk pothole down the future. So please give us a like, Subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can get the latest updates on our next sessions and ongoing sessions. And do visit our website, drop us a line. Thank you very much. All the best.